we're going to take this current setup, what you see here, and we're going to apply these goodies to it. So we're going to be going from our Galaxy S10 Plus with a $10 makeup light, the Q2U, we're keeping the Q2U, to a new camera, DIY light. We're going to build it with LED strips. They claim it's for $40. That's what the YouTube title said. And we're also going to build a desk lamp to house everything. We want it to hold the camera, hold the light, ideally hold the microphone. We're going to consolidate some space because I work here, I game here, and now I stream here. And I like my desk space. So let's see what we can make. Spoilers, it looks like this, which is still only my phone. Disappointed! Cake pan. We have our tripod clamp. Oh yeah. Oops. Our fancy remote to control the on-off switch. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Newer diffusion. Power strip. LED lights. Alright. Get this out of the way, and let's get to work. Let's take this LED strip and peel back the adhesive. Then just apply it to the cake pan. We're just gonna go all the way around, probably 3 or 4 times. Here we go. Getting that all on there. Oh yeah. Now it doesn't have to be straight, it doesn't have to be flat. We're gonna cover this up, it just needs to be on here. Okay, let's plug it in, see if she works. Huh, alright. Give me a minute, let's figure this out. Well, now that it's the next day, and we've done ourselves the favor of having some sleep, I've seen that it didn't work because I had the negative and positive wires switched. So, let's try it again. Oh boy! That is bright. Nice and bright. One of the little extra things I wanted to do was to get this bad boy. We're gonna have to hook up the LED side to the LED side and the power side to the power side. It's as simple as that. Nothing at first, but now we can use our fancy remote. Ta-da! Now the last piece we've got here, the clamp, it's going to give us the ability to mount to a tripod. We need to keep in mind that we're going to have to put some diffusion on there. You can use a shower curtain, but I went ahead and bought Newer's diffusion sheet. We're trying to make a high quality product here. There we go. Nice and easy. Let's go find a tripod. Let's go ahead and wrap these wires in electrical tape. I don't know if it matters. I'm not an electrician. I shouldn't be doing these things. Alright, so we folded the sheet in half, and we're just going to cut with our good old-fashioned meat scissors off on the side, and you can use a rubber band to get this to stick, but we're just going to use some Gorilla Tape. Now we are going to go for 2 layers of diffusion here, purely because that's what was recommended, and I have no other reason than that. And now we have some light for the second half. Desk mount. Additional arm. Camera holder extender thingy. Drill bits. Washers. Tripod mount. Second tripod mount. More tripod screws. So the plan here is we have monitor mounting equipment, and we want to get it set up to hold this heavy light and camera and other things like that, all off of a single desk mount. And that's why we're getting monitor attachments, because, well, monitors are heavy. But because they are monitor equipment, they don't hold tripods. So we have these screws to to run through the mounting brackets to hold tripods. Now what we're going to want to do is completely take this guy off because we're going to stick our camera here. Ta-da! Easy! Totally didn't have to fight with that off camera. Here's our arm now that we've got the monitor mount off. We're going to need to run this guy through it, but it doesn't fit. So this is going to have to open it up. We need to go to about the 3/8 mark, I think. The third notch. That's all we need. Third notch. So we just push this through. And then twist this on. All right, now that it's on, you can see we have our basic tripod set up. So now let's put our tripod head on, and I went ahead and went really fancy with this guy. I mean, like I said, we're making a high quality product, so I don't know what half of these knobs do. Actually, I don't know what any of these knobs do, but it goes on here, and it goes on easy, and it's gonna hold our camera. We need to take the monitor bracket and go drill into it. Open it up just like we did the bottom arm. Last thing we need to do is set up the arm that's gonna hold the light. So we're gonna get this nice and tight. Light's relatively heavy. You can't forget the washer on the light. It's going to move a lot. It's heavy, it's up high. We need the washer to keep this locked in place. So I guess the only thing left to do is screw in the light, mount it, and plug everything in. Let's see what it looks like. So yeah, this is what it looks like now on my phone versus what it looked like before. As you can see, my skin tone's a little bit better. It's not yellow and a tad bit overexposed, which isn't that bad. This could be easily fixed if I wanted to spend some time tweaking the settings, but I'm not going through that effort since, well, I'll be using a different camera. Now this is the streaming camera setup. Not over sharp like my phone. I think I still have to work on the focusing. It's not quite right, and we can see that the coloring's a little off. All right, let's talk about how much this costs to build. Starting with the light. We had to get the cake pan for about 20 bucks. The LED strip, which was about $33 to get the good quality ones. I'll go over that in a second. Diffusion sheet, and that was about another $20, but you could just use like old shower curtains or a blanket, paper. You could cut that cost out. The remote control, that was 10, 12 bucks. Again, you don't need that. You can just plug it in. The power strip you do need. If you have a 9-volt power strip laying around, you could save that cost, I guess, but you probably don't, right? And then we needed that clamp. That way we could put it onto a tripod. So all together, we're looking at $100 to $110 if you don't own any of that. But if you do, you could probably get it down to as cheap as 50 bucks. Now, like I mentioned at the start, it was suggested you could do this for 40. The thing about that is they used cheaper LEDs, and you really want to make sure you get CRI 95 and daylight color. Unless you want to do a little bit of work with filters, LUTs, or what have you. But I don't know a lot about those. Let me show you what happens if you don't get a daylight with CRI 95. That CRI 95 thing is just a rating for how color accurate it is. So here we go, cheap LED. It looks white to the eyes. It looks white whenever I face it to you, but look at what it does to my face. That's actually like a greenish tint. See, this is not the color you want to have. Maybe I could use this for some dramatic lights. Don't cheap out on the LEDs unless you want to do more work. I would rather spend the extra $10 to $20 to get the good lights. That's me personally. Now, this setup that's holding it, the initial arm pole apparatus thing that we attach to the desk, that's $40. That comes with one arm that we put the tripod extender on. That's another $10. Then you got to get the tripod head, which you can go cheap or go expensive. It's up to you. I went way too expensive on it. I got a $27 one or $30 one, something like that. It was too much. And then I bought a 3-part arm, which was $30 to hold the light. I'm only going out one segment. I could have got a smaller one. And then it's just those screws and other miscellaneous things that you can pick up at a hardware store a lot cheaper than buying a giant box of them off Amazon like I did. You will want to get those drill bits. And the drill bits that I got were like, I don't know, $20. You could have just got the single bit that you need. You didn't have to get a whole package of them like I did. So I spent about $150 on the holding setup for about $250 in total. And you could go a lot cheaper. You can cut some of those costs out. Just in case you wanted to see them both together. I don't know if I should look at you or look at you. You? Either way, just in case you wanted to see them side by side, this is the only difference between a phone and a $500 camera. Honestly, just stick with your phones and get some good lighting. By the way, when you're using a real camera versus your phone camera, just to give you an idea of how bright it is in this room, I'm going to turn off my light and you can see the phone still picks things up. I also think that with punching in just a little bit, this looks so much better. Really frames the picture. If you want to see any comparisons between like the phone camera, this Fuji X-T200, any lighting setups, anything at all, leave those comments down below and I can try them out and see what you guys think. If you just like hanging out, talking with me, and all that good jazz, I will be streaming on Mondays and Wednesdays between 7:30 and 10:30 Central Standard Time. Check out the description, follow me on Twitter, hit me up in Discord. I want to hear from you guys.
So he was by the, I'm looking at your screen, he's to the stairwell thing.
I hear him screaming. Oh shit.
There's another one.
Oh shit. Got him.